Welcome to the Cheeky Chef. Cheers and a warm welcome to my test kitchen. On this channel, I aim to find recipes that I like, that are already out there on YouTube, give them a test and see if they really work. I like one-pot cooking, ease of cooking, and tasty cooking, as you can see. So, without a further ado, we are going to make today a tortilla with egg and bacon and tomato and cheese. It's a really easy recipe, and for a first time out, I think we'll give this a try. So my name is the Cheeky Chef, and without a further ado, let's start cooking. Well, in maybe 2 minutes. So the first thing I'm going to do is load up the air fryer with some bacon. I find this DNA air fryer of mine it's been a godsend. It is an amazing piece of equipment, and it cooks bacon really well. So that's the first step I'm going to do. We'll just put it on a menu here. I think that's about right. Let's just get it down to about, I'd say, not even 15 minutes. 10 minutes should be good. So let's start this up. So in the meantime, while we're waiting for the bacon to fry up in the air fryer, I've just chopped up some onions, some cheese, some tomato, and I've pulled out of my my large wraps or tortillas out of the fridge. And so once the bacon is finished, we will start cooking. Right, so here comes the fun part of the whole video. So first thing I do is I've put a bit of oil in our pan over here. Make sure it's got no scratches or anything on it so it doesn't get scratched. Just put on a bit of gas. This pan heats up quickly. It's not a very expensive pan, so I just want to get it down to a decent temperature. Right, in the meantime, what I've done is I've put 2 eggs, salt, pepper and some onion into this glass, and I'm just going to give it a bit of a whisk here just to get it right, so we can start. First things first is making our base of our omelette. So let's have a look. See, it feels like it's getting warm enough, and let's just pour it in here. So what you would like to do is to get it even on the bottom. So we're at this situation here. Right, so what we'll do is just give it a couple of seconds to cook up a bit. Just want to see that everything is nothing sticking to the side of the pan, which it shouldn't be. Just going to turn up the gas a little bit. Right. So let's just give this 2 secs. Let it start cooking from the bottom so we get a bit of a stable base. The next trick is what we can do is starting to cook quickly. Now the next trick is you take your tortilla, you put it on top like this, push it down, give it a bit of pressure. Right, the trick now, remember the trick is to try and turn it around like this. Give it a bit of a twist like this, just to stop it sticking. And that is the trick to this. And now this is cooking up nicely. We'll give it a sec or two, just to get the bottom of the egg cooked up against the base. And so this is, you can put anything with the egg. I mean, you can season it whichever way you like. I usually put spring onions in. I quite like just putting a normal white onion in, but I find that a spring onion works really well and gives it a nice taste. So I'm going to take my spatula, just have a look. It looks like we might be alright here. Now comes the slightly tricky bit that I learned, is to get this out. So it was clever. So what I've learned to do, well, what we hope we do is just take a plate, turn it upside down, and voila, we now have an omelette on top of a tortilla. Personally, that's what you're aiming to get here. Now what I do, take some tomato. You can do whatever you want to. Nobody's telling you that this is the be all and end all. I've got some cheese, some nice cheddar cheese here. Still with some onion. And just get that all nicely in the middle over here like that. And then we have some of this beautiful air fried bacon that can go on the top over here. Oh, we have an extra piece, so we'll put that on. Alright, so now what you want to do is you want to flip this over like this and get it into this shape, to a nice half moon shape. Give it a bit of a press down. Now we're going to put our pan back on some fire. We want to keep this quite low as possible. Just checking. Again, just take your pan, just a little bit of oil, just to keep it from sticking. Maybe it just needs a little dash more. Just a dash. Spit that around a bit. There it goes. It looks pretty good. Right. Now what you do is take your spatula and you pick it up and you put it back in the pan like this. So what you want to do now is to get it nice and crispy on the bottom. Try and get the cheese to melt. I think the slower it takes to cook, obviously it'll crisp up a little bit longer, but it won't burn as quickly. It does get a bit of color on the bottom, but that is fair enough. I mean, that's what brings us some crunch. It is 1:45 in the afternoon. I suppose it's not so much breakfast anymore as maybe lunch, so I suppose we can have a beer with lunch, so cheers. Having a look, I think I'm going to flip it. There, nice bit of color, it's flipped beautifully, that's what you want it to look like. You can hear that it's crisping up nicely. So far, as I say, a plan comes together and we love it. Personally, I think that's right now. And take it out of the pan, pop it on the side of the pan. Let's get the pan away, it's going to be a bit hot over here. And there we go. Bacon, cheese, tomato and onion, crispy tortilla. What we thought would be breakfast is now lunch. But as they say, there's no rush. To me that looks good. You can have it with anything you want to, and so yeah. So thank you all for watching. I hope I didn't bore you too much. Try this. It's a really cool recipe. It's really easy. And remember me. Remember I'm the cheeky chef. And I'll see you soon with another video and another tortilla cooking class. Goodbye. Right. So that was my first YouTube video, cooking video that I tried. I know it's still very rough and ready and unprofessional, but hopefully we'll get there. So if you did like it, the content is good, maybe just the execution is not as good as it should be, but I'm sure that'll come with time. So if you did enjoy that, cheers, I really appreciate it. Give it your mates, give it a share, give it a like. I would appreciate if you did. Maybe I can grow this is something I want to do. Anyway, have a good day, a good afternoon, and cheers, and thanks for watching.